happening, people? I hope you're all well. Is there an upset that's about to happen here with Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte? Let me explain. I've read a few YouTube comments, and the general opinion here is that Tyson Fury is going to go in there and beat Dillian Whyte convincingly, or at least beat Dillian Whyte. And I would have to say, Tyson Fury, he is the favourite in this fight. However, I think people are underestimating Dillian Whyte here. I think people are underestimating him. And I'll tell you why. Dillian Whyte is not Deontay Wilder. Now, funnily enough, if you were to ask me who wins out of Wilder and Whyte, I'd be picking Wilder by knockout. Because I think Dillian Whyte's feet are too slow to stay away from that right hand. And I think Tyson Fury wasn't able to stay away from it, but he was able to not get hit as much as I think Whyte would get hit with it, because Tyson Fury has got better ring IQ than Dillian Whyte. However, saying that, Tyson Fury needs to realise, and people analysing this fight need to realise, that Whyte is not Wilder. There are things that Whyte does that are better than Deontay Wilder, in the sense that Whyte can do things better than Wilder in certain areas. Whyte has better inside skills than Deontay Wilder. Whyte is stronger, much stronger on the inside than Deontay Wilder. So all these people thinking, Tyson Fury, walking down Whyte, and it's gonna look like Fury versus Wilder. No, it's not. Because Fury's very physically strong, but Whyte is also very physically strong, and I want to see who's physically stronger in there. So I actually think that there's, I've talked about the inside. I've talked about how Whyte is better than Wilder on the inside. Dillian Whyte has better footwork. He's got slower feet than Wilder, but he's got better footwork than Deontay Wilder. Dillian Whyte, although he can be uncoordinated sometimes, and I just watched that second Povetkin fight, and even in that second Povetkin fight, there's like weird footwork going on, with not footwork, but weird coordination with Dillian Whyte. He goes off balance sometimes, but with regards to, the basics of boxing, I think that you'll find that Dillian Whyte's overall footwork is more polished than Deontay Wilder's, even though he's got slower feet. Dillian Whyte knows where to put his feet in the ring. He knows how to cut off the ring. These things, I think he overall is a bit better than Deontay Wilder in that area, despite the fact his feet are slower. So with regards to ring positioning, Dillian Whyte will know how to position himself in the ring a bit better than Deontay Wilder. Punch selection. Dillian Whyte has better punch selection than Deontay Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder's main punch is the straight right hand. People exaggerate a bit, Wilder's just got the straight right hand. That's not exactly true. He's got an uppercut on the inside. He's got a solid jab. And he's not just got the right hand. I think people exaggerate a little bit. He's got a left hook as well. Deontay Wilder, he likes to throw the left hook in there. But overall, Whyte has got better punch selection than Deontay Wilder. So Fury's gonna have to be aware of all this. Whyte is actually quite a versatile fighter. He's not the best in all these areas, but he has something in these areas. You think of, trying to think of someone like Derek Chisora. You think of Derek Chisora, he's going to walk you down. You think of, trying to think of another fighter who's very, one sort of style. You think of maybe Luis Ortiz. He's going to get on that front foot and land, the straight left hand. You think of certain fighters over, even Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is going to be on the back foot, or You know, you get what I'm saying. But with Dillian Whyte, you know, he can walk you down. I'm not saying he's the best at walking you down, but he can walk you down. He can get on that back foot, like against Derek Chisora. He even fought southpaw for a couple rounds against David Allen. I don't know if you'll see that again, but, you know. And, you know, Dillian Whyte, he can punch, he can box. Dillian Whyte's quite a versatile fighter. I think people don't really think about these things. So is an upset about to happen? Because I see, if Tyson Fury tries to come forward against against Dillian Whyte, that is going to give Whyte a very good chance, because Whyte is very physically strong. Whyte's got a very good left hand to the body, and Whyte is a very good body puncher, and you know, Whyte can let his punches go on the inside. He's got inside game. You know, watching him against Marius Wack, not just against Marius Wack, other fighters as well. Like he can punch on the, even against Anthony Joshua. He showed a bit of inside skill. So if Tyson Fury thinks he's going to walk into Dillian Whyte and just march straight through him on the inside, I think that's a mistake. I'm not saying Fury wouldn't win. I'm saying Fury's better off with other tactics. You know, if it comes down to who's on the inside, I think Dillian Whyte's better on the inside than Tyson Fury, if you ask me. You see, he was able to overwhelm Deontay Wilder because of the weight disparity. I don't think the weight disparity is going to be the same in this fight. I think that Deontay Wilder, very, very slim, slender type of physique, and Tyson Fury, longer, you know, a little bit longer, a lot heavier, was able to just sort of ragdoll, you know, Deontay Wilder. Against Dillian Whyte's more broad, you know, more broad, stronger, and naturally bigger than Deontay Wilder, I would say. So Tyson Fury gets himself on the inside and thinks he's going to just hang in there on the inside and be comfortable. He ain't going to have it comfortable on the inside. I don't see him having a comfortable fight on the inside. And I think that if Tyson Fury goes on the back foot, that's his best chance. I think if Tyson Fury comes in a little bit lighter, maybe like 260, something like that, 260, even 255, I don't know if he'll be able to get to that, and just pops out a jab, gets light on his feet, and boxes on the outside, I think that's his best chance, because Dillian Whyte's got slow feet. Dillian Whyte struggled against Robert Helenius. He won that fight because Helenius was just there for a paycheck. But Helenius was manoeuvring Whyte around the ring, just getting through the fight, and you know, because Robert Helenius didn't really want to get hit in that fight, he didn't really get hit that much. He just got outworked and lost on points, which is what he wanted. He said after the fight he needed the money. He just wanted to get through that fight and not get hurt. So I think Tyson Fury's best chance is to get on that outside and pop out that jab and show the ring generalship, swap to southpaw a few times and land the southpaw jab, get back to orthodox, pop out the orthodox jab, throw those feints in there, and you know, almost replicate what he did against Vladimir Klitschko, and he'll have more success than he had against Vladimir Klitschko on the back foot against Dillian Whyte. Question is though, Tyson Fury's been carrying a lot of weight for a long time. Can he get back down to that weight, and can he perform at that weight? That's the question. But I think his best chance is on the back foot, if you ask me. Now, if he gets on that back foot and he's not able to perform like he performed in 2015, how many years ago is that roughly? That's about, you know, you're looking at, what, it's 2022 now. So you're looking at about 6 to 7 years ago now. It's a long time, you know. Is Tyson Fury, you naturally get bigger as you get older, is Tyson Fury going to be able to get down to that weight and perform at that level? Possibly not, you know, possibly not. But I think his best chance is on that back foot. Now, an upset is not going to shock me in this fight, because Dillian Whyte can punch, he's got a good left hook, he throws good body shots, and he's physically strong, and, you know, he apparently, you know, flawed, you know, there's sparring rumours going about and all that stuff, and, you know, apparently Whyte floored him and all that stuff, and, you know, So, you know, they've sparred each other, they're familiar with each other and all of that stuff. So I think Dillian Whyte, and unlike other Tyson Fury opponents, Dillian Whyte isn't going to be scared of Tyson Fury. Dillian Whyte's going to give, like, with regards to the psychological aspect of the fight, I think Dillian Whyte is going to handle himself a lot better than maybe Deontay Wilder, or, you know, some other opponents where Tyson Fury can kind of mess with them and mentally get the upper hand. I think he's going to find that difficult with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's a very strong guy mentally. So I think that there's going to be a bit of a struggle there to really like spook Dillian Whyte or make Dillian Whyte second guess himself. I don't think that's going to be an easy job. So Dillian Whyte, you know, I think that he's got, you know, Dillian Whyte's got a pretty strong resume. Now, he's made some mistakes. He complains about how he's not being given his opportunity and this and that. And, you know, he has fought tough opponents. However, he didn't fight Kubrat Pulev in Bulgaria. He didn't fight Dominic Brazil. And he didn't fight Luis Ortiz. So, you know, he had his opportunities to get his title shot and he didn't take them, and then he complained he didn't get them. Would another fighter with his resume being given an opportunity? Maybe. But at the same time, if you're not tactical with it, then you may not get your opportunity, and then, you know, it's one of those things. But he's got his opportunity now. But he has a pretty strong resume. You know, he's got Joseph Parker, that's a good win. Alexander Povetkin, that's a good win. I know Povetkin was older still. It's a decent win. Robert Helenius, that's a good win. I think Robert Helenius might turn out to have some late success in his career. Who else? David Allen, that's a good win. People laugh at David Allen. I'm telling you, David Allen is better than people talk about. You know, people laugh at, I think David Allen, because of this whole comedian sort of theme, I think people forget that he actually is, you know, he can punch, he's got good head movement, he's got solid fundamentals. If he mentally sorted himself out, he pretty put some wins together, you know. You know, that's a good win. Ian Lewison, dangerous guy, can punch a bit, that's a decent win. Derek Chisora, that's a good win. I mean, people say Derek Chisora, but who has an easy night with Derek Chisora? Not many people. You know, he beat Chisora twice. I thought Whyte lost the first fight, but he got enough kind in the second fight. Whyte's got a pretty good resume, you know. Whyte's got a pretty good resume. So he's beat some solid opponents. Tyson Fury, you know, he's beat Wilder twice, and, you know, I thought the Klitschko fight was close. You know, I thought the Klitschko fight was close. But Fury, you know, he got a win over Klitschko. He beat Wilder twice. But apart from that, he beat Chisora as well. I'll give him credit for that. I think that their resumes are comparable, in all honesty. I just have a feeling that Whyte can cause this upset. I honestly think, I wouldn't be surprised if Tyson Fury finds himself on the floor in this fight. I seriously wouldn't be surprised. So I think an upset in this fight can happen. And I want to hear if you guys think an upset can happen. Do you think that Dillian Whyte has more of a chance than people are making out here? You know, I've talked about Whyte's body shots. I've talked about Whyte's left hook. I've talked about, you know, Whyte's, I'm going to mention now, Whyte's power. You know, I talk about Whyte, you know, mentally strong, Whyte's physical strength, you know, his versatility that I think people don't really talk about, or maybe don't even notice. And I've looked at Tyson Fury. He can go on the floor in a fight. You know, he has, you know, changed his weight a lot over the years. You know, if he goes forward on the inside, he's not going to be as comfortable as he was against Deontay Wilder, I'm telling you. And can he fight as well on the back foot as he did against Klitschko all those years? There is things that make me think that there could be an upset. I want to hear if you think there could be an upset. So let me know. Is an upset something that can happen in this fight? And has Whyte got more of a chance than people are making out? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next video.